Welcome to Earl Stewart on Cars.
There are a lot of frivolous add-ons that dealers come up with, only limited by their imagination, and dealers have an amazing imagination. I would say probably, in addition to nitrogen, the most common thing you see are stripes, because pinstripes are something that costs a dealer maybe $5 or $6. You can usually have them installed for under $20. You can install them yourself, for that matter. So it's a very low-cost accessory. But you don't know what pinstripes cost. In fact, if they're painted on the car, they can be fairly costly. You really can't tell the difference between the paste-ons and the painted-ons, and so many times the dealers are able to get away with a very large charge. A $200 charge for a pinstripe that would cost them under $20 is not uncommon. Another thing is something called window etching. This came up, somebody discovered this years ago, and the dealers jumped all over it. It's a method to etch in the glass of your car all the windows, including the windshield, in the lower part, the VIN number. Now, it's a theft deterrent. The fact is, it is somewhat of a theft deterrent because the theory being, if you're a car thief, you would probably prefer to steal a car that did not have the VIN number etched so plainly in all the parts of the glass of the car. The cost to the dealer on this, again, is under $20. Many dealers do it themselves. You take a template, you paste it over the window, you brush it with a solution which has acid in it, and it etches the glass. Window etch, they refer to it, or sometimes they'll just say theft deterrent. Tinted glass, there's another one. They can tint the windows, and people, something they don't buy every day, they're not familiar with the price, and they can jack up the price. Usually they multiply these prices by 300, 400, even 1,000%. Floor mats are another addition they come up with. As I say, there's really no limit to what you can add on. It's on the addendum label. And sometimes they'll have something called a marketing adjustment or additional dealer markup, and they'll abbreviate that with ADM. This is in addition to the small items like nitrogen and pinstripes and window etch that they would add to jack the price up. They're looking basically to come up with a large markup over MSRP, which will allow them to play tricks in over allowance on your trade-in, tricks in over excessive discount off of the MSRP, because you think that the adjusted price is really the MSRP, and of course it's not. So there's no limit. I just use a general rule of thumb. When you go into a dealership, if there is any sort of addendum next to the Monroney label, the MSRP, ignore it. Pay attention to the MSRP and tell the dealer, I don't want anything other than factory-installed accessories. If you stick with the factory-installed accessories, you're going to be within the definition of the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Once you get into dealer-installed accessories on the car at the time you're trying to buy it, then you're playing on his turf. You're playing by his rules, and the markups are within his control. And then you lose the ability to compare apples and apples if you're trying to shop and compare price, because each dealer price and cost will be different. Stick with the MSRP in all cases. If you say you don't want the items, which is what you should say, and you should stick with your guns, put the onus on them to locate another car for you. They probably have cars coming in, or they can locate cars at other dealerships, or they can order a car for you without those frivolous accessories, is what I call them. Now, sometimes they'll just give you the accessories at no cost because they cost them so little. If they think they're going to lose a sale, if you say, I will not take the car with those stripes, I don't want window tint, I don't want floor mats, I don't want the window edge, they'll just give it to you because they don't want to lose the sale. There's nothing more powerful in a negotiation with a dealer just to do a 180 spin around your heels and head for your car and say you're going to his competitor to buy a car. That's the reason you have to comparison shop, because if you find a dealer that does not add these accessories, then you know that, and you tell the dealer that is trying to charge you for these unnecessary accessories, and you'd be surprised how fast they'll turn around once they realize they're going to lose the sale. Earl Stewart.